I said, enough with this 6-year-old laptop. I have to step up my game here. And so I bought an iPad and a computer, and I spent $2,300 at the Mac store. And I said, drop
Wait,
my card.
you
Did you have
also
like
just got brand new AirPods like
Yeah.
a week ago.
Yeah.
you
How
said,
much
I'm getting a
money?
paycheck. Here you go, Apple.
Hey, do you want to pay for my kids' braces?
My segment's all about manifestation. I'm buying the things that are going to equip me in the future.
Well,
Oh,
we
okay.
we really upgraded this week because I got a new mic. As you may have noticed last time, my audio was a little shoddy.
I got a new sweatshirt that I made myself,
Oh.
and it says,
Oh, look at
that's right.
her.
If you're on audio only, it's Michael's finest white cotton sweatshirt that says "Must Like Boys" on it. It's not as janky as that sounds.
Are those iron-ons?
Yeah, I think I did an okay job. Because I
Looks
keep
great.
asking Trey to make merch, and he keeps not doing it because he's
okay, that's
doing real
season
work.
That's season 2. Also, for the 4 of you that are listening, this is our second to last episode of the season.
It is our penultimate episode.
We're tapping out at 20, which we can all collectively agree that is a round of applause for us, honestly. Like that's 20's a lot.
This is our Game of Thrones Red Wedding episode.
Oh God.
If it wasn't for me,
The penultimate.
you guys wouldn't have made it past 10 episodes. I'm just
Why are
telling
we?
you.
That's such an older sister in you coming
But
out.
it's true. The number of unaired episodes that were arguments, we've got at least 3. Maybe we can, over the summer, we'll sprinkle those in on the off season. People just want to hear us arguing.
Yeah, we got some feedback from people, so we will be switching up the segments and the layout and how we do things in season 2. So more to come.
Hi, I'm Dev, the oldest.
I'm Trey, the middle child.
And I'm Nick, the youngest.
Must like boys.
Like or like?
Oh, he's already interrupting.
But for now, well, 2 things. One, it's Aries season, and somebody's got a birthday coming up.
This is the last time you'll be hearing me when I'm 36 and without Botox in my face.
Shut up. Point 2 is we do have a guest joining today. My friend Mel, who I'm very excited to have join. She's worked in PR and communications for the last 20 years, and she's shaking it up. So I'll get into a little bit more of a bio when she joins. But Trey, since your birthday is around the corner, Nick and I thought we would do a little happy birthday to you.
Oh.
Or did we?
Wait,
Nick,
is this a surprise? Are you guys?
I don't know. I don't know if Nick's prepared or not.
Are we singing?
No.
No, I want you to say your favorite things about me.
Oh, no, actually.
It'll tie into my topic later.
No, it's Trey, happy birthday. And I'm sorry about that time that I spent a solid 30 minutes convincing you were adopted. You were maybe 9, 8. I don't know. You were young enough to actually semi-believe it.
Okay, so this segment is all about you guys making amends to me?
Yes. I'm also sorry about the time that I took all of the Tupperware and bowls out of the Lazy Susan and tried to put you in it and spin it around.
I was almost in.
Thankfully, Mom got off the phone before I successfully completed that mission.
The other Susan stopped the Lazy Susan.
The real Susan stopped the Lazy Susan.
Yeah, the active Susan.
That's our mom's name is Susan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the time you came to visit me when I was in college and I made you run a 5K in the rain. You thought you were going to have a fun, wild weekend at college. And I was like, no, we will do only wholesome things because I was such a blast. Yeah, I was such a blast to hang out with.
You were.
Yeah. Now, Nick, this is the time when you chime in if you have any.
Wait, you're not even going to apologize for the main thing?
Well, God, what's
the thing? The time that I went to the Jersey Shore and I got you the cutest like wind chime. And
Oh,
then
that
like
story makes me cry.
and then like a month later I did something to piss you off and you took the wind chime that I bought you and you tore it up to shreds and then you left it at my door. So as a 7-year-old kid I walked out and I was like, my gift to my older sister is broken and she left. It's like, I'm still a little traumatized by that and you didn't even
I
apologize.
still, you know what? That did cross my mind, and I was like, it's too shameful. Like, I still, honestly, God, feel seriously bad about that.
Oh,
Still wish I had that
Okay,
wind
Nick,
chime.
your turn.
I'm sorry about the time I didn't come up with anything for this segment because I didn't realize there's an hour time difference. Yeah. Also, I can't really think of many things. I feel like I can think of things that you
God.
need to apologize for, but like I really can't think of
Here we go.
that many.
So, give us your topics for this week.
Mine is called The Power of WoManifestation.
I like it.
I feel like woman has been in your topic title for the last few episodes, which is great. Love it.
It'll continue that way.
I'm not
Mhm.
mad.
My working title is KaraoKiki.
God.
Have I learned what Kiki means? It means like cuteness.
You have not learned,
Cute.
and then we're gonna teach you. I'm gonna teach
Okay.
You definitely
Alright.
have not learned if that's your context clue.
you. Sorry.
Okay, great. All right, let's womanifestation first.
Wait, what's yours, Dev? Oh, yours is.
Hers is the
Sorry.
guest.
My
Yes,
segment
yeah.
is Mel is coming to join.
Okay.
I can give like a little spoiler alert though. The topic I know that she wants to talk about is midlife crisis or midlife moment? Question
No,
mark.
we're rebranding Midlife Moment.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't have a lot of notes, but I just want to talk
Good.
about recently what has happened and the power of WoManifestation. Really? Okay, well I was like I looked up where manifestation comes from and I was like it's got to be like from roots of stupid men, but really manus means hand in Latin. And I was like, ugh, well, whatever. And then festus means possibly implying caught by hand. So they merged those two things.
It's in Spanish, manos.
Manos, yeah. I mean, I guess everything technically comes from Latin, but I want to argue that manus probably feels masculine because the man hand. Anyway, I'm rebranding as WoManifestation.
The invisible hand.
It could be what would femifestation? Does that sound any better? All right, mute me. Continue.
So as you guys know, I got laid off from Bumble a couple years ago. And then I tried another job. I also kind of got laid off from that. And so I've been plugging away for coming up on actually a year now is when I started my LLC last year in 2025. And it's been slow. It's been hard. It's been challenging. I've had months of little income. And for those of you that don't know, like that is also why I had to go back and polish off the old serving resume and then get my old ass back into serving and bartending. But you know what? I did what I had to do to survive and to make it work because this mortgage is not going to pay itself. But in the process, I also
he was a great waiter.
I was.
He waited a table for me when I visited him last week, and 25% tip at least.
Oh, got it.
I just also worked my last shift at the restaurant this past Saturday, so I am no longer working there, and it is because my freelance has like fully picked up, and I'm now juggling like 4 clients, and I think I'm on track to make the most money I have ever made in a month in my life. And I'm like
That's awesome.
super proud of myself. I'm like juggling a lot. I'm like working on a Google project and then I have to like stop what I'm doing, switch brain gears, and then like do an email campaign for a fashion label in New York and then stop what I'm doing. And it's like cool because I feel like I've been wanting this for a while, and to see it kind of come to life and out of like the feelers and the fruition that I've put out over the past year to finally come back to my plate is really cool. But I did a mood board we had like a little mood board making party in January, and my whole thing was like all about making money. Like, I mean, I know money's not everything, but like I am in debt, and it's like I wanted to be in a place in my career that I just knew I wanted to be at. And so I put that fucker right by my mirror and I looked at it every morning. And it was just all about like getting business, getting clients, creating a life that I want to live. There was mountain peaks in there. And the journey's not going to be over. It's always going to be a struggle. But my point is, manifestation is not woo woo. It's just like speaking to existence what you want to do and where you want to go. And it's really cool to finally like just kind of see that. And I like can pinch myself sometimes because I'm like, I'm not working specifically for anyone. Like I'm working for myself for these different companies. And it's like, I'm making my own hours. I'm my own boss. And I have my own S Corp / LLC. And I'm like, no, this is fucking cool. And that did
Yeah.
not come without a lot of grind and hard work. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. I like
Yeah.
one of my clients that I got, I
I'm so proud
reached
of
out to
you.
him. Thank you. I am too. Like I I didn't even I mean, I'm not necessarily good at business, but what I'm good at is I think like just connecting with people. And I was reflecting on my like quote unquote career. And I reached out to an old boss that I had in New York a couple months ago. And I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, I really appreciated you for trusting in me and like designs that I did at like a very young designer starting off my career. And just thinking about you, I hope you're doing well. And then he was like, "Oh my God, Trey, like, it's been years since we've talked. Like, I would love to catch up, blah, blah, blah." We caught up. And then he was like, "I actually think I'm like in the process of letting my current designer go. Like, would you be interested in taking on new projects?" And so I think it's like also really cool to you don't always have to reach out with the intention of this has to be a business transaction, but like,
Yeah.
I think good attracts good. And like, whatever the business follows it with, so be it. But like,
Yeah.
your intention
Something that was
doesn't always have
genuine.
to. Yeah, I think, and I pride myself in being genuine, and I think that shows in my business relationships regardless. So yeah, that's my advice is like make a mood board and
Yeah.
don't burn bridges, and don't always reach out just in the terms of like needing something, but maybe just more appreciative of other people.
I've got two big questions. Do you use AI for anything?
I use AI a little bit for like coming up with some social concepts or like captions that I'm doing, but most
Yeah,
of my work is like Photoshop that I'm not necessarily
you
using
can't
AI
really.
to generate. Yeah.
I was talking to one of Alex's cousins at a wedding recently, and they were telling me about how they've created like these AI agents that they can like basically just do things for them. Like one of them's creating them an app. One of them got on Amazon and was trying to order itself better hardware to upgrade itself.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
it's wild. I'm trying to look into it because my last day is on Friday with my current role, and I'm going to be looking into creating some of these. Which follow up to my second question, which is, are you hiring?
I mean, if I continue the way I am, like absolutely. Like I only have 40 to 50 hours a week to give, and I'm about to push that. Like I'm 50
Well,
plus hours right now.
Trey would also require that you be on time for a meeting, which,
That's true.
uh,
We got a no tardy policy here at Trey House LLC. But yeah, I'm excited. Also, it's like very weird that I'm like starting this journey, and like Nick, I feel like you're kind of ending it and like focusing on yourself and taking maybe a little bit of a gap year. But I'm ready to like I had a gap year. I'm ready to just like work my ass off and reap
teach
the
it to me.
benefits
Yeah.
of that. So
This is you know how hard it is for me not to bust out into song because I know y'all are not going to know this. It's a country song. Money can't buy happiness,
I mean,
but it can
go
buy
ahead.
me a boat. It can buy me a truck to pull it. It can buy me a Yeti 110 ice down with some silver bullets. Yeah,
what
that's
is that? Is
enough.
that the
That's
chicks?
Save it for the karaoke
no.
section.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, perfect transition.
Okay. Well, I did want to say, oh yeah, so KaraoKiki is my title. So I went to I went to karaoke with a friend the other night. We went to get a drink at a bar, and we were like, "Oh, there's karaoke." I put my name in because I was like, "Yeah, of course, I'll do karaoke. It's not a big deal." So my friend was like, "Absolutely not. I will not be singing karaoke tonight." But basically, we're waiting to, basically just thought I'm doing this all wrong, but I basically was just thinking, what does
Take
it
a deep
take?
breath
Like,
and start again.
I know. Okay. I
But
just
now
need to
you
start
have
from the
8
fucking
minutes.
top.
We're keeping all
All
that, by
right.
the way.
Ugh. Okay. First, I was just going to explain what Kiki is, which a Kiki is a gay culture reference to a gathering of friends where you spill the tea, engage in conversation, and, just catch up, for lack of a better word.
Okay. And is it a noun?
It's a.
Is it an adverb?
Is it an adjective?
Jeez.
It can be all of the above.
I think you can use it as a verb or a noun.
Like you can say you're going to a Kiki.
Like, I'm going to go Kiki with
Yeah.
someone, or I'm going to a Kiki, or
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah. Basically, I went to go to karaoke with a friend, and my friend was like, "Absolutely not. I will not do karaoke at all." And I remember back when I first went to Japan with Trey in 2020.
Great time to be traveling to Asia.
I know. It was right when COVID was starting. And we tried to get Trey on stage, and Trey was like, "Absolutely not. I will not do it, blah, blah, blah." And then I don't know what happened, but he got up on there, and
Sake shots
for the rest of
happened.
the night, yes, sake shots did happen. But you could not get Trey off that stage, and he sung Shallows probably 8 times.
I sung Shallow 3 times at my 40th birthday party, and it was during a dinner.
Guys,
There was no karaoke
And
machine.
you're welcome. And you're
There
welcome.
was no karaoke machine. We used a giant candle as a microphone.
Yeah, the candlestick.
So what advice would you give to someone who is not good at karaoke, has not done karaoke, or thinks that it's like too embarrassing to get up there and sing really poorly in front of people?
I used to be terrified of karaoke. The thought of getting up and singing karaoke, I was like, absolutely not. And then there was maybe 2 times during college where I did it, but I did it with like 5 friends, and the mic was really far away, right? I don't want anyone to actually look at me or hear me sing. And honest to God, just through a lot of therapy and getting comfortable with myself and gaining comfort in being seen, something like a switch flipped.
Yep.
And then I was like, this is actually fun because it's the most kind of wildly vulnerable thing that you can kind of do in front of people. Is just like,
Yeah.
this is me, take it or leave it. I really don't care what you
Mhm.
think. Like karaoke embodies that. So I guess my advice would be, if you have a goal of singing karaoke, start with a conversation with your therapist about what's holding you back.
But I genuinely don't think karaoke is about singing ability. I think it's about energy. And if you get up there with energy, you can sing terrible. But if you just have the energy and it's fun, people are having fun, you know?
If you are enjoying it, people can tell that you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think people think you have to be a good singer, but it's like you don't have to pick Celine Dion. You could pick something that's very much like in, like the Beastie Boys or whatever song is in your vocal range, but you like I think as long as you love the song and know you can hit at least 80% of the notes and just go up there. I always think of the scene that David from Schitt's Creek is getting his license, and Alexis, like, he's freaking out in the car, and Alexis is like, David, no one cares as much as you think they do. And I say that
that's true about
all
everything.
the time in life, all the time. Like, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
You think they do. You're like, oh, people are gonna remember. No one's gonna remember if it's good or if it's bad. No one's gonna remember it after 35 minutes anyway.
That's also the gift of aging, is you start to realize like no one's actually paying attention to what you're doing. No one actually cares as much as you are concerned that they might. When you're a teenager, there's an actual phase where your brain is telling you everyone's looking at you, everyone's judging you. And that's why being a teenager sucks so hard.
Mm-hmm.
But then you grow out of that and 20 years pass and you're like, this is really freeing because nobody gives a fuck what I do.
Another tip is you could kind of have a take on The Masked Singer and you could tell your friend to like put on a furry
A
costume.
mask.
Yeah, and then they get
That's
up
a
on stage.
good idea.
The crowd would be into it.
I mean, when I did drag, I remember I was so terrified until I realized no one knew who I was, even me. Like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, who is that? After the third friend thought I was an actual drag queen, I just was like, I'm just gonna have fun with this. I'm just gonna start fucking with people.
But here's the
It
thing,
was-
that night you were a drag queen.
I was, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you're on stage and you are a singer. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what stage it is.
Not to get too deep into the psychology of it, but I do think it's something to do with people that are afraid of looking stupid or people that are afraid to look silly. I'm afraid to look goofy or I'm afraid to make an idiot out of myself. Whereas I am very comfortable making an idiot out of myself because why not? I don't know. I always tell my kids, like, they're like, oh, you laugh at your own jokes. I'm like, yeah, because if you can laugh at your own jokes, you'll never be bored. If you find your
Yeah.
own sense of humor entertaining.
Is
And
that a quote
yeah.
somewhere or did you just make that up?
I don't know. Did I
I
Do
mean,
it- do I
it
owe-
feels big.
Quote it here.
She heard it first.
Google it? Did I rip someone off without realizing it? Probably. Wait, while we're still on the karaoke topic, we should add Mel to this conversation because karaoke was something at my last job where I met Mel that we would talk about nonstop.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. Okay, it's trying to connect. Hello, Mel. This is Nick. Nick, this is Mel. You two have not met before.
Hi, Nick.
Nice
also
to meet
hi,
you.
Trey.
I know you've met Trey.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
see you again.
You as well.
Next topic that we were just wrapping up was about karaoke. And I was like, this is perfect timing. We need to add Mel because in all the years that we worked together, I feel like we never stopped talking about karaoke. And we never actually had the opportunity to do a duet together, which I'm still sad about.
I know.
Wait, did you ever
it's-
do it together?
No. No, I don't know why
No, we just talked about it nonstop.
Right. And we've hung
That's
out
so funny.
twice in real life, which is not nearly as much as one would think for how well we know each other. But yeah, neither time did we think to do karaoke, which is wild.
I listened to this entire podcast about karaoke thinking I would get anything interesting to talk about, but no. But I did learn that karaoke means empty orchestra. That's all.
Well, that's kind of nice.
Is it Japanese word?
It is Japanese, yes. Yeah, it's
Yes.
Japanese.
It's not Latin.
Not
Did you have one more question, Nick? Did you have a karaoke
I wanted
question to wrap that up?
Yeah, what is your go-to karaoke song?
When new people would join our team,
Yeah.
we would always
It's a
make them
question.
answer that question.
Yeah.
Oh, what
Um, It's a good icebreaker question. We
So
did it.
Mel, what
Yeah.
is Devin's karaoke song?
I think it's Hit Me With Your Best
Oh.
Shot. Am I crazy?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
You are correct.
Devin trivia.
All right, Dev, now
I
what's
wrote down
Mel's?
I wrote down Mr. Jones for you, Dev.
Oh,
Or Since You've Been
Mm.
Gone.
Oh, I can't hit Kelly Clarkson's notes.
I
that's
mean, that one's hard, yeah.
I
But I
think
feel like
that's
we
a
did
key
do that in
part.
Hawaii together.
amazing. But I do feel like
Key
that's a
part
key
is
part.
not hitting the notes.
Yeah, no, a key part
Yeah.
of doing karaoke is finding a song that you can hit the notes on because
Mhm.
Yeah.
that is why mine is Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. Not because I particularly like country or Garth Brooks, but because I feel like anybody can sing that song. So I won't just like totally humiliate myself.
Yeah.
Up there, you know?
Yep,
And you
yep,
get
yep.
great crowd participation
Yes.
in that one.
Yes, it's a party
Everybody
song.
loves to sing that
It's a party song.
Mhm.
What song is that? How does that go?
Oh, I'm not singing it.
Oh, you just want me to... I just want to... I've already sang once in this episode. I'm not doing it again.
So good.
You did. I think for me, I do Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet because I feel
Ooh,
like
it's a good one.
it's kind of a yell song. You don't really have to
Mhm.
have much vocal ability. You just have to be loud
Yeah,
and give it a lot of energy. Yeah.
love that.
That's true.
Trey, what's yours?
Excluding Gaga, I usually do Lucky by Britney Spears.
It's a good
It's a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
But shallow...
or I
Shallows.
Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
Another good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to give an actual introduction for you now that we're like 20 minutes into it. So, Mel can fact check me if I get any of this wrong. Mel is a native of Detroit, graduate of Michigan State, which are they still in the bracket right now, March Madness?
Yes, I believe so.
Mel currently splits her time between Arizona and New Mexico. She's a devoted dog mom. She also, most importantly, was my work wife for, I think, 4 years. That's where I always get fuzzy on this. Was it 5? 4?
I think
Right.
I was there for 5, but you left in year 4. So yeah, 4.5-ish.
Okay. nearly 5 years. And I like to think corporate America brought us together, but could not tear us apart. I'm just going to say this now and then we can get it in writing later. But an addendum to my last will and testament is when my time comes, I'm going to designate Mel to adopt you both as her brothers. So she's going to be your surrogate sister.
Sorry.
Because
Oh.
we have eerily similar personalities, which
Yeah.
we learned over the course of working together.
Can she sing Hit Me With Your Bet Shot?
I guarantee she can.
I'm going to have to practice.
Mel, I gave a little spoiler to your topic, which midlife crisis or midlife moment. And that is all I've told. So
I love that.
the rest is for you.
Let me start by saying I honestly love this podcast. I feel mildly intimidated by being on it because your other guests are so good. I learned so much from them. So I will try to do my best. But I think the thing I can talk about, and to Devin's point, is being a 40-year-old, technically now 42, but I'm still rounding down. And I remember on the podcast a few episodes ago, I think y'all were talking about Devin potentially being a midlife crisis. And I think, Nick, you maybe said, I don't think you've reached it yet. I think there's more to come. And I laughed when I heard that because, Devin was talking about having quit her job and getting a tattoo or two extra and things like that. I have done the exact same thing. I left my contracting job that I had been working with Devin for 5 years, but I left it in January to pursue some new passions. Tech industry was kind of killing my soul. And so, yeah, I think we're just in a similar life place. And I thought it would just be fun to talk about what a midlife crisis really is. And I did a little research to learn because I honestly was I didn't know much. And so, yeah. That's the topic.
Let's go.
I saw something probably on Instagram the other day that said being a woman in your 40s is like being a teenager again, but liking yourself this time.
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
nice.
that
That
hits
is
so
nice.
hard.
Yeah. I really do think it's so cliche to say, but I really do think 40 so far has been actually more fun than I expected. I really melted down about it when I was 39 and a half. I was like, oh God, just had a lot of big feelings about turning 40. But so far it's been great. Honestly, I said to my husband the other day, I'm like, I think I might be the happiest I've ever been. And maybe that's because I'm not working full time,
Love that.
but it's pretty great. What I learned,
Mhm.
so I read a book by a former NPR reporter, and Devin, you'll love the title. It's called Life Reimagined, The Science, Art, and Opportunity of Midlife. We hate the word reimagined, but it's a good book.
We do.
But yeah, long story short, the concept of midlife crisis started in the 70s. And it was sort of a pop culture thing that just grew and, kind of had this idea of being in your forlorn 40s, which I thought was really a fun phrase for it. And just that stereotype of existential dread and oh my gosh, I've lived half my life and what have I even done with it? This book dives into the fact that there's actually no real hard evidence to show that midlife crises are a real thing. At best, some of the data show that maybe 1 in 10 people go through an existential crisis at this age. So for those of you who are not there yet, good news. You probably don't have to freak out nearly as much as I did. I think the interesting thing is that there's this whole thing, this concept of a U curve. And so in your 40s and 50s, there is a moment where you're technically the least happy that you'll be in your life. But that doesn't mean that your life isn't full and that your life isn't purposeful and all these things. So yeah, it's kind of a myth. And so while, yes, I do think this is a great time to evaluate your life and figure out how am I living it, it's not maybe as bad as you think it might be. That's my experience. So Devin, I don't know. You're about to turn a similar age.
Yeah.
I won't say what, but
A similar age, 42. I shout my age from the rooftops
Yeah.
any chance I get. I think it's ridiculous that people get cagey about their ages. I'm like, whatever. That is interesting though. From one of my master's classes in human development, there was this guy, Erik Erikson, which yes, that is his name.
Yeah.
And he has different theories of human development stages. And so there is a stage basically starting around when you're 40 that is, I think it's stagnation versus generativity of are you going to just be the same for the remaining years of your life? Or are you going to focus on what you're creating and generating and giving back and leaving behind? And I definitely felt that a lot in the last couple of years.
Yeah. And I also have a quote from him as well, because he was in this book. They talk about him in this book as well. And the quote that I wrote down.
Erikson?
Yeah, literally, I wrote down Erik Erikson, LOL. But like my favorite quote that they put in the book about it was like, I am what survives me. So to your point of generativity, it's like you're thinking at this point, like, what am I leaving behind? And for some people, that's kids. For me, it's not because I don't have kids, right? So like that gives me like an extra special sort of thing of like, what am I, what am I leaving behind in this planet? And like, is it going to be something good? Is it going to be something not good? I think that's what makes people start thinking at this time frame of like, what am I leaving? What is going to survive me?
I feel like kids, I mean, not to diminish kids, but like kids is like an easy cop out. It's like, all right, have a child. But like the
And if you
harder
have
question,
if you have a shithead kid, then it's like technically you're not leaving anything better than the way
that's
you found it.
true. It's like, since you don't have kids, like I'm like thinking about myself. I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm leaving behind.
Yeah.
So basically, my theory in moving to Costa Rica and becoming a tomato farmer is still true.
Not even so much about it's not like legacy stage, because Erickson does get to like, you will enter like a legacy stage, which is your final one, right? And that's when you kind of get hung up on things like, I want to make sure I write my life story, or whatever you feel like, okay, I need to leave my mark, and what will people remember me by when I'm gone? I think generativity is more about like, what am I here for? And I mean, personally, one of the things that happened leading up to me quitting my corporate job was somebody, not even a friend of mine, but an acquaintance of mine who was my same age, had 2 kids, died from a brain tumor. And it kind of just, not to be morbid, right? But like, hey, we're all going to die someday. It got
Yeah.
me thinking about, what is my obituary going to say? Is it created more ROI for a Fortune 500 company? Like, that's not what I'm fucking leaving behind. Like, why am I in a job that isn't where I don't really feel like I'm making a difference? It's not
Yeah.
what I want to be spending my time doing.
Yeah.
And Mel, tell us a little bit of like your background journey, because I know you had some interesting twists and turns before even starting your own company.
Yeah. Probably the shortest version of it is that my husband calls it when my neck exploded, but it was actually a TIA, which is like a small stroke. It's like a stroke without having a full stroke. So yeah, I worked in PR agencies the first 15 years of my career. And if you know anything about PR and agencies, you're just basically working like a dog and just constantly stressed out. Like I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and check press clips and freak out and email people. Like very, very unhealthy, especially for somebody who is type A, perfectionist, eldest daughter, like all the things. I'm not 100% sure that that's exactly what caused it. Honestly, I think it was some dental work as well. But essentially, I had got a blood clot in my neck. I was literally at an event honoring Anderson Cooper. I had just met Anderson Cooper, quite literally in the meet and greet line, had just shaken his hand. Like 5 minutes later, I'm sitting at the table and I feel the ground like pulling me from literally beneath my chair. I'm sitting in a chair. I'm totally sober. And I'm just all of a sudden falling out of my chair. And it was the craziest thing. Thank God I was with some colleagues, and especially one who is kind of familiar with the healthcare space. So yeah, she had to pull me out of the room, this like giant conference room. Everybody was looking at me like they thought I was drunk. Again, I was not. It would have been way more fun. And I got to the ER, and that was just like a whole crazy experience. But long story short, yeah, it had this TIA. And because, being a woman in the healthcare space in this situation, they thought I was having a panic attack. They were literally not even going to admit me. The nurses were looking at me like, oh, honey, I think you're just having a panic attack. And I was having an actual stroke. And the only reason I didn't have a full blown stroke is because the blood clot broke up on its own. I didn't actually get treatment that I was supposed to get. So,
My
like,
God.
very wild
Jesus.
experience. I'm totally fine. I was
So
fine.
can we blame Anderson Cooper?
I literally do. I was like, it's his baby blue
I
eyes.
would.
It's his baby blue eyes.
He's so
It's his
cute.
perfect skin.
Yeah.
Like I do have a little bit of a vendetta. But yeah, no, it was just like a crazy wake up call. I got, I went back to work like a week later, like a psychopath. And then 2 weeks later, I was like, wait, what am I doing? And then I quit the agency, started my own thing, have been contracting ever since. And yeah, just found myself able to have a lot more control over my life. And I think similarly to what Devin was saying about the corporate world, while I was technically a contractor and chose to be that way, I still was spending a lot of my time and energy on it. And for a long time, I was loving it because I loved the team I was working with. It was like I found purpose in the people. And the company at the time was a company that I really believed in the work they were doing. And then a lot changed, including my work wife leaving and our work dad leaving.
Sorry.
It's really confusing. But everybody kind of started going on their own separate ways and the company's values changed. If I was working like 10 hours a week for them, that might be one thing. But I was like putting so much blood, sweat, and energy into the work. And that's why I was like, wait, why am I doing this? And what am I going to leave behind? Like, am I going to leave by, like, am I going to shill AI? Like, no, thank you. I can use my talents otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you questioned when you had that blood clot, like your morality suddenly kind of like kicked in and you were just like, oh shit, I'm not going to live forever. And that's kind of what changed your path a little bit? Or
Yeah.
He meant mortality.
Yeah.
But yes.
And there's the clip for social.
It's so good. I honestly was like, again, fan of the
Guys.
pod with kind of hoping, Trey. Kind of hoping for one of those. You delivered. Thank you. But it did make me question my mortality and my morality. Am I a good person? Am I not? But it really changed. So good. But yeah, no, of course it did. Like you can't you can't not be like laying in a hospital room having like the worst day of your life and not think like, what am I doing here? You know, like why am I here?
I mean, that's terrifying. If not for it breaking up on its own, you could have died from that. That's, I mean, just from them thinking you were having a panic attack, that's infuriating for one. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Very common.
a whole
for
nother
women.
segment on the
Yeah.
medical system. Yeah, like, and how when women have heart attacks, they think there's indigestion and all this.
I
all
mean,
this crazy shit.
exactly. Because it was a lot of like the
Mhm.
same symptoms
Yeah.
and all the things. Yes, 100%. But yes, it did,
Mhm.
Trey.
Wait, can I also ask
Wild.
about the U curve that you talked about?
Yeah.
Like, does this mean you said you sometimes hit it when you're 40 or 50 and then 60, 70, you kind of like, there's an upward trend?
Yeah, big time. Apparently, the reason
That's-
the 40s and
that's good
50s
to
are
know.
like, yeah, totally. There's something to look forward to, y'all. Apparently, the 40s and 50s are actually only in that lower bell curve because that's when life tends to be the craziest. Like, if you're a parent, you've got responsibilities. You're also usually trying to juggle work. You might have aging parents. Like, it's when, let's face it, your body starts to break down. That is the only thing about being in my 40s that I've really not enjoyed. Currently dealing with a back issue right now. Just like, body is breaking. But then, yeah, when you're in like your 60s, 70s, that's when all of your happiness come back up because you're looking back on your life and you're feeling proud of the things you did. And, you know, you've got more time to yourself and time with your family and all the things.
Does that mean you don't have a 3/4 life crisis? Because if you can have a quarter life crisis and a midlife crisis, is there a
Question.
3/4 life crisis?
I do actually think that
Pretty good.
there's some stuff about when you retire. I've heard that when
Okay,
you
yeah.
retire, sometimes people have like a moment of, what am I doing with myself? But
Yeah.
I'm sure
That makes
there's,
sense.
yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts. Did y'all have quarter life crises? Now I want to know. Does anybody else have a quarter life crisis when they were 25?
I feel like I did.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
think
moved to
I did.
Australia.
Fair.
I moved to Indiana.
Fair.
Did we all move at age 25? I think we did.
Yeah, I moved to New York with $100 in my pocket,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that
you
was
did.
some type of crisis.
It's also around the same
Yeah.
time as your Saturn return, I think. So that also could be a part of it. Just throwing that out there.
She's an astrology girl.
These days.
What did you learn like through the crisis or the moment that you were like, that was a good lesson?
Good question.
Yeah, I think the main thing was just how I'm spending my time. And again, it's like I feel like in life you kind of learn lessons over and over again, and life just like forces you to learn them over and over again. That was obviously me learning that lesson. Again, I feel like I learned that lesson more
Yeah.
recently when I was like working the day after Christmas, a Saturday for 6 hours trying to wait for something to post. I was like, why am I doing this? You know, I think that
Yeah.
just like the value of your time on this planet. I would also say the other big lesson it taught me is just the people you spend your time with makes or breaks every day of your life. I mean, you've got to choose and invest in the people around you. My husband was such an amazing support. All my friends, my family, like everybody was so great during that time. And that continues to be like a thing that I want to just focus on, having great relationships with the people around you. That's a big part of being happy
Yeah.
in an older age too, is not being lonely. So
So did you
Oh,
say
yeah.
you started your own business?
Yeah, what are you doing now?
Yeah, where are you spending your energy and time?
well, so I still am running my own contracting company. So it's just me. I have thought about having
Yeah.
employees, but I don't really care to. I like to just get my work done and again, be able to be done at the end of the day. But the other part the other like chunk of my weeks that I'm now doing is volunteering. I'm exploring the world of wildlife conservation as a career. So I am volunteering at
Wow.
2 wildlife rescues focused on birds. And I'm also like feeding a colony of feral cats in my neighborhood and slowly becoming a cat lady. And I'm taking a course with
Where
ASU
to?
about conservation leadership. So yeah, I'm just like
Wait,
exploring.
okay. What are your tips to try to corral a stray cat so you can pet it?
Oh, if it's a feral cat, I would not recommend trying to do that. Someday I will tell you my.
Well, what if it's like not
What if-
really?
If it's just like a
What if you
neighbor
trap
cat?
a feral cat in your apartment when you're a college student? Is that a good idea?
Wait, who did that? Was that you?
I did that. That was me.
Oh, I did not know the story. That's amazing.
You like, I'm such a cat person, right? But feral cats cause real problems within natural
Yeah, they kill
the
birds.
natural
Yeah.
animals. They kill birds, they kill everything, really.
Mhm.
Is that a concern at all? Like in your, I don't know where you live
Well,
exactly. So is that a
she's
concern
on
for
both
where
sides.
you're living?
Yeah, yeah, I am on both sides.
Yeah,
of the
because
issue.
you're helping the birds and you're helping the cats that are killing the birds.
I know, it's the vicious circle of life. Nature is metal. Yeah, there was literally a dead pigeon on our front lawn today, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that was a cat. I think for us and where I'm at with it is that I'm going to feed an adult alive feral cat, and then I'm going to trap and spay and neuter said feral cats so that then they don't keep having cats.
Yes.
I'm not going to like let a feral cat starve
Yep.
to death on my watch. Like I feel like
I love
I
that.
just couldn't.
That's the best
Yeah, I was like
explanation. Because you're not perpetuating the problem, but
Right.
you're not going to kill the animal
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Love
Yeah.
that.
there's so many kinds of animals that are going to continue to breed unless you deal with something. So, like, yeah, feral cats, you gotta TNR, baby.
There are some feral cats in Australia that have gotten so big that people think that they're like pumas. They're just growing like some because they're just breeding and they're becoming so feral. They're almost becoming like a new breed of cat.
Wait, that is wild.
It's goldfish. They
it's
just grow to their
Oh
environment.
my gosh, that is.
I mean,
That's not
kind
true
of,
about
yeah.
goldfish.
Oh,
I
What?
fact
Oh.
checked that. Goldfish do not actually continue growing as big as their environment. Because I wanted to use that as an analogy for something, then I realized, wait a minute, that's not. People think that, but it's not true.
Wow.
Sorry
But
to
did they grow
rain on that
smaller
parade.
when the environment? No. Okay.
No.
That's all.
It's just like
Okay.
at a certain point they stop growing.
Okay, wait,
Okay.
but I promise to not continue with this topic. But did you read about that raccoons are becoming like increasingly domesticated? So they're saying that like in the next
I'm obsessed.
couple of decades, like raccoons
love
will be like
raccoons. They're
pets,
so
just like dogs and cats. They are so cute. They're little
Ugh.
paws. I can't.
They are, except they're like
No.
they're so
Have you
savage
ever
if
had
they
one
want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one stuck in your trash can? Because
You have?
I opened
But
up
they
the
have
trash lid to put
thumbs.
fast food in there, and we made eye contact, and then I screamed so loud and ran away and made my husband deal with it.
Was this retribution for scaring your kids and their friends from your basement at Halloween?
Yeah, really. They put live raccoons in the trash can to get back at me.
The dingoes out here will like eat you.
Wait, the
There's
dingoes
a-
ate your baby? What's that from? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, that's real. Also, a
It's a
girl
real
got,
thing.
there's like a tourist who got found like chewed up by dingoes recently. Yeah,
my
you can't. You got to
gosh.
be careful. You can't travel alone. They are a pack mentality and will come after you.
I want to come to Australia
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
like am just like in love with everything I see about it. But I'm also very terrified of the giant spiders and
But
such. Now also
honestly,
dingoes.
it's the same answer I say to Australians as I say to Americans. When Australians ask about guns, it's
Yeah.
they're there, but you'll never see them. You know, like the spiders and snakes are there, but you'll never see.
Baby, I live in Texas. I
I've-
see the guns.
Yeah. I live in Arizona. I also see the guns.
But I've also seen more snakes in America than I've ever seen in Australia.
That's fair.
The next question should be, what animal, if you had to get killed by, would it be?
Ooh. That's a good question.
A
Valid
shark
question.
that just swallows me in one, like just knock me out quickly, like just done. Because a shark would
Like-
swallow you and then you'd be dead, right? Like instant.
No,
I think
it
it would be really
multiple
graphic.
bites. You'd have to bleed out.
Yeah.
It would be very.
You'd lose some
Okay,
Multiple
okay. I
bites.
changed my mind. A hippopotamus.
Oh no!
Quick.
Hippopotamus
Oh.
could just like ram me off a
That
cliff,
scare me.
and then I'd.
No,
it'd be
they're
instant.
Why not
snapping
just-
you in half.
Why not just a very
What's
venomous
fast?
snake, Dev?
Yeah.
One bite, you're done.
Because okay, no,
I know,
mosquito.
but
I get Zika
I
virus
literally was
and I
thinking
die
mosquitoes too.
instantly.
Okay.
Mosquitoes are the
Zika virus.
deadliest animal alive for that
Yeah,
reason.
but that's
a
a
fact.
slow death.
Yeah, that is a slow death, and you're dying from it. That's not cool.
What's
It's like hantavirus.
okay? What's instant? What's instant that's not a
Oh,
snake?
I know. Magpie swoops down, hits me in the temple.
So specific. I love it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And then a
I'll
bus
take
hits
that.
you.
Okay, anyway, back to midlife moments.
Oh yeah, sorry. We did get off track. It's worth it though. I mean, I think, and I will also acknowledge the massive privilege that I have in that I am married to somebody who has a full-time job. You know, again, we chose not to have kids, so we like to joke that like we're able to do this a lot because we don't have a college fund to deal with.
Ugh, thanks for the reminder.
Sorry. But that does allow me to do what I'm doing. And these are like life choices that you make. And so, Trey, when you think about what you want to do with your life and whether you want to have kids, it's like you do have to make these decisions. And we chose not to. And it's allowed us to have a lot of freedom in how we live our life. But now we do have to think about like what legacy we're leaving. That's not raising great kids, you know?
But also, don't downplay your own LLC because that's badass and a lot of people
Well,
strive for that.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you. Yeah, I shouldn't downplay it. You're right. But, you know, there's a lot of really cool people that have built businesses and like done more things. So, anyways, just stop.
Comparison is
Oh.
the thief of joy, which is
Actually,
a quote by
yeah.
Nick,
Yes.
actually.
Quote by me, apparently.
Yeah, did you know Nick said that originally?
Good for you. Good line. I like it.
But honestly, like what you're doing right now is very like it's what I strive to do. You know, I want to do something like that, be a consultant, and I think it's scary. It's taking that leap is like, what if no one calls? Like, what if I don't get any work? You know?
In this book, it talks about that and like how to train your brain to get to be able to like take that step. And they talk about how you need to write down and analyze all of the potential situations, the things that are holding you back. And then if you can write down the solution for it, right? Like, what if nobody calls? I can then call these 5 people who I've worked with in the past and that I think will call. And basically writing down solutions to the problems, even if they're not the real solutions in the end, writing that down actually helps your brain, according to this book.
Even if
Take
it's
a
just
leap.
anxiety that you're just trying to.
Because it is anxiety, right? Like
Yeah.
anybody, for the most part, can make a leap. It's not always going to end well. I could be, I could be back here in a year being like, ooh, going back to the tech job. But you won't know if you don't try. And if you really are interested in that, there are ways to get your brain ready to do it.
Yeah, and nothing's like, I mean, it's so cliche, but no choice is forever, right? Like you're just
100%.
like, this
What-
is, the path
What
is
was-
curving this way, and then the path will curve that way, and then
Yeah.
there's no wrong choices. That's
What
kind
was
of where I'm at.
The book title again?
Life Reimagined, the science, art, and opportunity of midlife. It is, with all respect to the author, it is way too long. I usually don't mind reading like a 600-page book. I read like 50, 60 books a year, but this is long. And it's
God
too
damn.
long.
That is.
So
You read a
See, that's-
600-page book for our podcast?
I actually have only made it to page 400, but I have a problem where I cannot not finish a book. I'm like too much of like I just like have to finish it. So I'm going to just keep trudging
Wow.
through it. I did this with another book about the IRA like 6 months ago. And I literally spent like 2 months slogging through this book that I didn't even enjoy. And I'm like, why am I doing this? But I just kept doing it. So yeah.
You're a
I wanna-
I'm
completionist.
so jealous. That's another thing that you can do when you don't have kids is you can read
Mhm.
a lot more
Yeah,
books.
100%.
You've read 3 times the number of books that I've read in the last year, and I'm really jealous.
And if you want to know how much reality TV I've watched this year, I can tell you it's even more than is the amount of books that I've read.
Okay, that makes me feel good.
Watched
Because
so
I'm like,
much.
I haven't read. I was like, I don't have kids, but I haven't read 60 books.
I mean, it's
You do a lot of podcasts though.
I do.
And I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but I do listen to this one, y'all. And I'm not joking. I don't just do it to
Aw.
support
the
y'all,
book.
even though I adore you,
That
all 3
really
of you, but
makes
I literally
our-
enjoy it. So
I mean, the
That's-
like
thank
3
you.
times that I've heard someone who's not a relative of ours say they listen to the podcast, it brings me so much joy. It's like so
Good.
much dopamine just floods the
it
system. Like,
should. Y'all should be so
they're not
proud.
even a blood relative, and they still listen.
Yeah, like it is entertaining. I mean, Nick, I have stopped washing my face in the morning because of you. Because you talked about like skincare one time, and you're like, we're just like getting rid of like. And then I heard, to be fair, I also heard it like a doctor talking about it on like the Mel Robbins podcast
Yeah,
later or something. But I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god,
Don't just listen to me.
he was
Yeah.
right, and I should only be washing my face once a day. I watched it today, though. I will be
Yeah.
honest, because I was like, I'm gonna be on camera.
Mm.
Can't be away late.
Oh my gosh. Trey's boyfriend's probably made him dinner while we've been talking and he needs to go eat it. Yeah? Am I right?
Yeah, I can start. I'm smelling it. It's wafting through my door.
Ah, smell that dinner.
Wafting.
Okay. All right. So, what unsolicited advice would you like to share?
Nick, go.
I watched a new movie recently with Brendan Fraser in it called Rental Family. This year, I'm all about free therapy, and it feels like free therapy watching that movie. I cried a lot, and it's a very beautiful movie about this guy who lives in Japan who is basically rented to play different roles in people's lives. For someone who lives in a different country who doesn't have a lot of family around, it really just made me feel so heartwarmed. And if you have a chance, go see it. It's really good. I feel like it deserves an Oscar. Brendan Fraser, from The Mummy.
Brendan Fraser from Encino Man?
From The Whale.
The Whale, yes.
Yeah, that was.
George in the Jungle.
George
Oh,
of the
I mean, that's
Jungle.
how I knew I was gay.
He was so sexy.
I'm
in that
sorry.
movie.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
Those
there was
abs.
some awakening
Yeah.
between. Correct.
Mhm.
My unsolicited advice is don't fucking save $75 and fly Spirit Airlines. They canceled my flight because they're always the first airline to get canceled. And especially right now with like all of the TSA shit, Spirit's customer service is also terrible. It's advice to myself because I will listen to this again, but I will never book another Spirit. I will pay the extra $100 and get the comfort of flying Delta and have a charger and a screen and smile the whole way. It's not worth your money.
Honestly, I agree. Last time I flew Spirit, I was 2 minutes to boarding, like the 15-minute mark. And the lady closed the door and said, "No, you're not getting on." And I was like, "There's 2 minutes left." She's like, "Door's closed. Time's already done." And I'm like, "Are we looking at the same clock?" And she just didn't let me on.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
What
No.
airlines are you flying to Italy? Not Spirit, not some janky airline, right? Is it a legitimate?
No.
What is
Yeah,
it?
I'm not flying Spirit to Milan.
Is it an
Dev.
upstanding airline?
I don't think Spirit even goes past Orlando. Yeah, it's upstanding.
Actually, planning an international trip at all when World War III feels like it's on the brink of
It's
breaking
crazy.
out just feels insane.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we
it's
still doing this? Are we?
Guys,
Yeah,
we're ending
okay.
on a high note.
Okay, and we're ending on a high note.
We're cutting all
Take us
this.
home, Mel. God, I'm sorry we're terrible.
No, this is a true delight. My positive unsolicited advice is to engage with verve. This is something from the book. It's like to be as happy as possible in your life and to be as fulfilled as possible and to actually help your brain also stay really sharp as you get older. It's like engage in life. Do something that, and I think somebody's shared this on unsolicited advice before, but do something that you've never done before. Like, Deb, I've been thinking about you. I'm thinking about doing a Zumba class just because I've never done that. And I'm like a very awkward dancer. So I'm like thinking about trying to do that. Do something that's, outside of your comfort zone, because that actually helps not only make you feel more fulfilled, but it also helps sharpen your brain as you are in midlife and as you get older and your brain starts not working quite as well.
Love that.
Right? Dancing
Dancing is so good for you. And guys, the most exciting thing happened to me last week. My Zumba instructor, after class, she was like, "You speak Spanish?" And I was like, "No." And she goes, "Oh, I thought you were Latina." And I was like, "Oh, I feel accepted."
Wow.
I feel like, I was like, this
So-
is like such a compliment.
It's a compliment.
I can die happy now.
Is she Latina?
Yeah, she's from Venezuela. She's amazing. Honestly, I have such a girl crush on her
I
now.
love
Love
that. She is your Tarzan.
She's my Tarzan. Okay, wait. I also need to squeeze this in, and then we'll let Trey go eat his dinner. Mel and I had worked together for probably 3 years without ever having met in person. And then we organized, we were like, okay, this is ridiculous. If the company won't pay for it, we're going to do this volunteer trip, which is what brought us to Austin. So one of my other coworkers told me after the fact, he said, there was like a small pool going on where we thought when you and Mel finally met, you might just leave your husbands and run away together.
And she told me this in my 40th birthday video, by the way. She's like, "Oh, and just so you know, there was a pool going." My husband was like,
That's
"Cool."
hilarious.
I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. My husband was like, "Is she cute? What does she look like?"
Literally, my husband had already seen you at that point, and he's like, "Yep, that's fine." I support you.
That's great.
Yeah. Well,
Talk about
Play
midlife
for life.
crisis.
seriously.
That's the twist.
That is the twist. This is our announcement.
Oh wow.
Uh,
This was a treat
thank you so
and a
much.
delight.
Gosh, thank you all
Yes,
for
it was
having
lovely
me.
meeting you.
You as well, Nick. Someday I'll come to Australia, maybe before your brother and your sister do.
Yeah, you can come save some birds with me.
Yes, and just avoid the dingoes
We can feed the magpies out back. Yeah.
and be a little afraid they'll kill us.
Just wear a helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, seriously, thank y'all so much for having me on, and it was so much fun. And Trey, Austin, sometime soon. I'll be back, I'm sure. And Devin, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I love y'all.
Well, goodbye.
Say it, Nick.
He's out.
Music by Moer. Editing and design by Trey House.